take two. And you say, take one. Where was take one? Don't ask. We are on an adventure. We are going to do a little day trip to a place that I have been itching to get back to. I'm going to do some cooking for y'all, and I can't wait to share it. All of it. Yeah, we're on our way to the store right now because we've got a couple items we need to pick up, some groceries, but we are looking forward to getting on the road and to the actual place that we're going to go. And it's not going to be a secret, I'm going to tell you. McIntosh Reserve. McIntosh Reserve is one of 4 town parks, 3 established, and I think they're working on getting the 4th. It's actually, I think it's like a county park for the Carroll County, Georgia. And McIntosh Reserve is a historical site owned by a guy named, I believe, William McIntosh back in the early 1800s. I'm going to do some voiceover work during editing and fill you folks in on the history of it, but I find it fascinating. Every part of the country has history, and Georgia is no different. So we're looking forward to sharing that with you. Plus food, plus really cool scenery. And we have blue skies, but a lot of clouds as well, like clouds with streaks of blue behind it. So we'll see what's going on. 54 degrees. 2 days after Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year. Yeah. And we got the little beast with us, who you will see shortly if she doesn't climb up and just try to distract me while I'm driving. But yeah, so we're gonna get a little bit of shopping done here real quick, and then we'll be on our way to McIntosh Reserve. Hi, how are you? We're doing great.
You just need a parking pass?
Yeah, I think we're going to do a little picnic here this afternoon. All right. So, $5 daily parking pass, which is not too bad. $20 per night, which is also for camping, which is also not too bad. It is dispersed as far as no amenities, no hookups at the site. So you kind of got that to think about. There are outhouses. There is a bathhouse up on a hill. I believe we're going to take a little walk up there just to show that. But this place is historically significant. History is fascinating, and we can learn so much from its intricacies. In researching Chief William McIntosh through the new Georgia Encyclopedia, many details about the man added color and depth to what I remember from grade school. The Trail of Tears involved removing most of the native population in the South from their territory in the early 1800s. A brief synopsis of William McIntosh's life reveals his role. He was born to a Creek Indian mother of Lower Creek descent and a Scottish father in 1778. Despite being raised in a Creek village, he also became proficient in English through his visits to Savannah. This influence swayed him to support the modernizing efforts of European settlers over the First Nations. His role in the Battle of Horseshoe Bend during the Creek War between 1813 and 1814 led to the Treaty of Fort Jackson, where 22 million acres of Creek land in Alabama and South Georgia were ceded to the United States. The Upper Creek tribes, who were more traditional in their views of foreign settlement, saw this as a direct threat to their way of life. Continued treachery, as seen by his adversaries, came in the form of property received in exchange for his participation in the First Treaty of Indian Spring in 1821. This treaty forced additional sale of Creek property. The Second Treaty of Indian Springs in 1825 sealed McIntosh's fate. Creek law mandated consultation with the entire tribe before signing any document ceding land to the United States. He was executed on April 30th, 1825, and buried on this land. My thanks to Melissa Stock for her contribution to the New Georgia Encyclopedia. A link with more details will be listed in the description. They have a boat launch. So that right there, folks, is the Chattahoochee River. And let me tell you, Alan Jackson was not lying about the river or the area. In the summer, it is decidedly hotter than a hoochie coochie. Way hotter. Because dang. Summer, August, yikes. But it is beautiful with the leaves on the trees as well. We will get some camping in here a few times, I think.
Yeah, as long as she's on her leash. There.
That is one big tree. So as you can see, these camp spots are level for the most part. The river does flood every once in a while. We have had that much rain. Not over the past 2 days, obviously, because there it is, but that current's flowing pretty swiftly. We've been here in August, and when it was crazy hot and the water level was markedly low. And in that area where you see that line of rapids, that line of rapids right there, they were actual turtles resting on rocks, sunning themselves. And that was cool to see. Would have loved to have gotten video of that back then. That's actually over a year ago now. We will definitely come back to this, not only to this park, but maybe even this site. We heard that there's an eagle across the river, and so while we're here today, we're going to see if we can find that nest. Don't have a lot of fuel, but we've got pressure. All right. Charcoal in the chimney. You gotta get some tools out here. What are we having? What are we gonna have? Last but not least, salt. Breadcrumbs. Gotta zip it up because it's a little chilly out here. Keep it cold, not warm. Some of y'all might be wondering why I'm going with a canned soda versus an adult beverage. Well, see, I don't want anybody to worry, but I got a Red Ryder BB gun for Christmas, and I'm not gonna shoot my eye out. However, I need some targets, so I already did a little practicing yesterday, and I got a ways to go, but I was able to put some holes in. Had a great time, but I need more. So this can, and I got a green can of ginger ale. And anyway, I'm gonna take care of one of these, and then I'm gonna get back to the other. do the other half of this part. We're gonna cheat the squirrels out of food, I think, just so that we're not creating a mess, because yeah, it's biodegradable, but unlike the cans that are in the fire pit, which we will be also cleaning up before we leave, because we got the bags, might as well do the right thing. Leave things better than you found it. We've got some trips planned, folks, this year with some new gear that we actually still have to purchase, but I am really excited about it. I believe Wendy is really excited about it. If you've seen our Tale of Two Canyons that we put out about a month ago, and I wish I could turn them out every week instead of every month. But if you've seen that, somewhere in there, I believe, was a reference to reservations that we made for I believe it was the last of May. I'm gonna get back down there. Florence Marina is a state park right next to Providence Canyon, about 8 miles away. And we're gonna stay there for a couple of nights. And then one of the 2 days that we're there, or the main day, I believe, Saturday, weather permitting, of course, we are going to do some hiking at Providence Canyon. So looking forward to that, bringing you folks along. By that time, we will have some new sleeping gear, well before then, actually. Oh, and in April, we're going to be going to the National Cornbread Festival, and looking forward to bringing you folks along. Well, there's all kinds of places to set up a tent. You could set it up there on that gravel spot. You could be closer, right in front of me, that spot. Those are the two that I would do for this campsite. You could do it right there. You can get a lot of tents into this one. A little bit of bacon fat, just a little bit. About a tablespoon, maybe 2 teaspoons. Just a little bit. Just need a little bit of lube. Hey, there's my lady. There she is. Got some gloves on. She's a little cool. We've got our chairs out, and she's enjoying that cold Smirnoff berry. These thermos seats feel the heat. You just sit down on it, I guess, and it warms your butt up. And we don't use them very often because we're not out in the cool as I'm used to. Being from Connecticut and doing cold weather camping, including a camp out on the eve before the Super Bowl, in February or late January, depending on what the schedule is. I'm used to the cold, and I enjoy the challenge of staying warm in cold weather. However, my lady there does not like it quite as much, so we're going to. I picked them up. Something about these old Coleman stoves. They kick so much heat, and I know there's folks who like the Camp Chef, and I'm not knocking Camp Chef. It's a fine brand, but when you're using cast iron, you really don't need a boatload of heat because the cast iron just is such a good conductor. So what we're looking to do, without burning it, is saute these onions. And I was at moderate heat. I wasn't even like full blast. You take your eyes away from it for just a moment. And the mouth, she has separation anxiety, believe it or not. All that toughness in that beautiful little face. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, I can't keep the secret any longer. What are we making? We're going to do a meatloaf. And that's one of the cool things about meatloaf is that you can make it any way you please. As long as there's meat. There's a lot of different seasonings. I showed you the little grand montage there. And we don't even have to use all of that. I just grabbed them because I like spicy stuff. Wendy, not so much. But there's some flavor. So you put a little bit of the red pepper flakes in. And a little bit of the paprika. Then you put the Montreal steak and the salt and pepper and the chop house butter, and could turn out pretty good. And then this is what we're having for a starch. And you say Hopalong Hominy. I try to keep all kinds of I try to notate where I got these recipes from. As I said before, the this cookbook is a compilation of other cookbooks because I've got probably 40 pounds worth of books, and to actually pack all of that while camping is just not practical. So combine the ones that I like and into one location, laminate them so that if we're in bad weather we can not worry about the ink running, and we go from there. Anyway, looking forward to sharing this with you. We'll get to that in a minute. So getting back to recipes, this is actually out of A Taste of Cowboy, Kent Rollins, this Hopalong Hominy. And I got the cookbook years ago, and at the time I didn't have access to hominy corn, but it intrigued me, wondering what the heck is going on with that. So here we are in the South. Hominy corn is a little bit more prevalent, I guess.
I'm having issues with this.
Meanwhile, the onions have caramelized.
Oh, stop it. Oh my goodness.
The noises you make.
I'm right here. No, get down. No, stop. You're fine.
Wendy was asking if we have to drain the juice out. Green chilies, we do not, I don't believe. It's not in the recipe, anyhow, so I'm not going to do it. There's not a lot in there. There's just a little bit, so we're just going to leave it as is. Yellow hominy. Ground pepper. A little bit of salt. And the green chilies.
Sour cream.
Yep. right, we're gonna get it. This up to about 350 degrees. 4, 3, 7, plus 1 is 8. It's a 12-inch 350. 8 on the bottom, 17 on the top. Preheat 350. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17.
Stir that up. You don't have nothing to eat with.
All right, so folks, just when you thought, hey, this channel's got it together for crying out loud, think again. Patty every once in a while because I get the bacon, render the lard out of it. And I use it for cooking stuff like this, and then I can just keep the bag of pre-cooked bacon in the fridge for a while, snack on it, use it for recipes like this, or my fettuccine a la Sherm. Oh, haven't shown you guys that one yet. It's probably more than 4 slices, but I like bacon. Wendy likes bacon. Mix all this together, and you say, what the heck? Where's the binder? Oh, we've got it. Yeah, so getting back to what I started saying before. So we're not camping, right? We're just doing a day trip. We're providing content for you folks. We look forward to having you enjoy it. I'm hoping that you will get a little comedy out of it, because here's the comedy part. Because we're not camping, we don't have all of our gear. Because we don't have all of our gear, we don't have any fork, knife, and spoon to actually eat the food that we're making. Yeah, so there's that.
So we're gonna do it medieval style.
Yeah, we're not gonna eat it totally with our fingers, but we might be using giant spoons like this one. Into this goes sour cream. There's your binder. And does it take the whole amount? No, it does not. It takes 12 ounces or a cup and a half. So the trick is kind of like the Die Hard with a Vengeance movie. Taking out enough so that I have about 4 ounces left. And believe it or not, I think that's pretty close to it. And then we just mix this up. If you've never had hominy corn before, this dish is a great introduction. I'd like to find some other recipes that call for hominy corn, but the consistency is a little bit like diced potato when it's done. It is really good. Right at about 350. And yeah, I did just palm that corning wire. There you go. Yeah. Gonna have to work this, folks. It's gonna end up thawing by the body heat of my hands. So the Hopalong Hominy goes for about 40 minutes. And this meatloaf shouldn't take too long. It's gonna have a lot of heat on the underside. Maybe 35, maybe a little bit longer than that. All right, go ahead and dump those eggs in. Wendy is really good about using her head. She's a smart woman. She said, why should I bother bringing 2 eggs, which is what this calls for, and then run the risk of the yolks cracking? And then go ahead, roughly,
About a cup.
About a cup of
I don't know
breadcrumbs?
if that's about a cup.
That's
Maybe
pretty
about a
close.
cup.
That's about a cup. And then all of the other seasonings too. Now, what's that?
The steak seasoning.
Ah, Montreal steak seasoning. You go pretty liberally with that if you want.
Hold on. Okay.
All
That's
right.
it. You got it, Sheriff.
A little chili powder.
Here, get up there.
A little paprika. About a half a teaspoon of paprika.
There, lay down.
Whoop. We're gonna forego the pepper flakes there because that hasn't been opened. It's a brand new container, and my hands are kind of goopy.
No, stay there.
See if we can get all this meat to fit into this pot. Hey, look at that. Another good thing is, did we really want a loaf? Nah. Considering we don't have knives and forks to eat it with, I don't think the loaf thing is that important. Yeah, she's a pretty girl. She's a pretty peanut. Mama had to use the restroom. There are those way up in there outhouses. This current is running really swiftly. So the Chattahoochee runs from northeast, the northeast corner of the state in the foothills, I believe, of the Nantahala National Forest, which is actually in North Carolina, and goes through Helen, Unicoi State Park, Helen, Georgia, and Unicoi State Park, where it's crystal clear. I mean, it's beautiful. Then it goes through all the towns between there and where we are, which is the western side of the state. And it kind of becomes brown. It's always this color. It does not get clear. It might get a little bit clearer, but it's never as clear as it is before it goes through Atlanta. So, I don't drink this water. We brought a container of water. When we come here to camp, we'll have a full 5-gallon jug there to satisfy our water needs, just because there's a certain amount of pollution that just happens. So we'll keep our hand cleaning and our food cooking as pure as possible. Take it from the house when we know it's cleaner. Didn't have a full container. I'm just going to heat up this a little bit. And that way we'll have warmer water to wash our hands. And we did find, Wendy found, not me, Wendy found a fork, a couple forks, spoon, and a knife set. Got to work on not forgetting stuff. We used to have things in this blue pouch. Actually, I think I had some in the roll up too, and we cleaned things up, cleared stuff out, and figured, oh, that'll be fine. And I had forgotten that we had taken tools eating utensils out of the blue. So we're gonna get a couple sets in, just as an emergency backup in case we forget the other. Got a little bit more charcoal in there. The meat's coming along really good, and the Hopalong Hominy is almost done. So I think we're closer to eating than we thought. I think I'm gonna get the broccoli going. I just gotta cut into the meat to make sure that's done all the way through. And then we'll go from... Set that down. And broccoli we're just gonna heat in a pan on the stove. Bubbling like crazy. It's got to be mostly done. Yeah. Good thing I got more charcoal. So that is what it looks like when it is just about done. We're just going to put some cheese on top and let that melt for a minute. And we'll be in good shape. Transfer heat off the top of this. Into the meatloaf. Because the cheese is going to just melt into the residual heat. Sharp cheddar. I think the best part of sunrises and sunsets is that you wait 15 minutes and you have an entirely different look. All right. That's what I've been looking for. Oh yeah, that's awesome. There you go. And then the Hopalong Hominy Casserole. Oh yeah. Super hot. Again, Kent Rollins, Taste of Cowboy, or A Taste of Cowboy. All All right, folks, like I said, if you like what you saw in this episode, summertime, warmer weather will get us to longer days.
And this is really good too.
But good. I'm glad it's awesome and good. All right, we're gonna eat quick because this concrete tabletop absorbs heat like crazy. But anyway, yeah. So there we go. All right, we're gonna be back. We're gonna visit that cabin the next time. I look forward to bringing you folks along with us. All right. Again, until next time, have cast iron, we'll travel, even if it's at 6:25 and it's dark. What? Where's my head? Hey folks, Happy New Year!
Thank you for getting this far in the video. We appreciate you watching, liking, and subscribing.
We have a good schedule coming up for the first half of the year, and we cannot wait to share it with you. No doubt we're going to film more in as the time and weather and other activities allow us to. Work schedules can sometimes be tough, but again, we look forward to sharing more adventure as 2024 progresses. Now back to our regularly scheduled ending. Where's my head? What? Yeah. Wait. Where's my head? Hey folks. Happy New Year. Thank you for getting this far in the video. We won't be kicking the phone anytime soon. Go ahead.
What? Where's my head? Hey folks, Happy New Year. Thank you for getting this far in the video. We appreciate you watching, liking, and subscribing. We have a good schedule in the first half of the year, and we'll no doubt work to add more adventure pending on the weather and other activities. We can't wait to share more as 2024 progresses. Now back to our regularly scheduled ending.
It's good. Remember, I can trim things up with an edit. What? Where's my head? Hey folks.
Happy New Year. Thank you for getting this far in the video. We appreciate you watching, liking, and subscribing.
Schedules for this first half. We have a great schedule for the first half of the year. We look forward to adding more dates as the adventure continues. It's not what it's supposed to be. We can't wait to share more as 2024 progresses. Now, back to our regularly scheduled ending. We have a great schedule in the first half of the year, and we'll look forward to adding more dates and adventure as the